pledge of allegiance.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Round 6 of the Mario's Hard Espresso series here at Daytona International Speedway. I am one half of your commentating crew, Mr. X Wimdy. As always, I am joined by my good friend and co-commentator, Mr. Keith Jones, 430. How are you doing, my man? It's been a while.
Bro, it has been a while. I've been so sad because I haven't been able to talk Mario's with my favorite Mario's buddy, my guy. And not only am I back, we're at Daytona. The crown jewel. The crown jewel of the Mario series, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm stoked.
I would have to agree with you there. The crown jewel of Mario's is Daytona International Speedway. We've had a lot of great battles here over the past few months. Just, with the beginning of the series, ending pretty closely. Having last season start off with a great finish. I mean, this track never disappoints.
100%, dude. This track's going to bring the closest battles. This track is going to bring the biggest wrecks. This track is going to bring the biggest animosity and the closest finish. The last finish that we had here, if I remember correctly, was a 4-wide finish crossing the line that was separated by 4 1,000ths of a second. And I mean, are you kidding?
We can't kid about that. I mean, the scorecard literally read 3 zeros. There's nothing we can do about that, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's. I would expect today to go pretty much the exact same as it has been the entire time.
Completely agree, man. Let's take a quick second to talk about our sponsors as the drivers get staged for qualifying. Mario's Hard Espresso is a espresso liqueur made here in the sunny California Oceanside, and they make the best caffeine and good. Oh my goodness, I am totally tripping over myself right now. I'll let you take it for a second.
Yeah, Mario's Hard Espresso, great iteration of a mix of caffeine and espresso liqueur. It's a great thing to have on deck, if you want it as a mixer, if you just want it straight. Mario's has been a great sponsor for us. They provide us with a great tasting drink. And yeah, we're really proud to have them as one of our sponsors here. If you go to drinkmarios.com, use code VRA10, you will get 10% off your purchase at drinkmarios.com. Code VRA10, as we're getting ready to start seeing some qualifying.
It's about time, and we're starting off with our championship leader in Mikey MM6788, very affectionately referred to as Mikey, or our local anchor. News anchor. He brings us all of the tea throughout the entire Discord, and today he's representing this 48 Mountain Dew Chevy as he enters his qual lap.
Mikey has been on a tear, getting his first win over the season this far.
Absolute tear, dude. The only person who's been able to keep a candle next to Mikey is that of Jump in the Fire. But being that he's in a Camaro today, he's at a deficit. If you spent any time on Forza playing NASCAR, you know that the meta of this series is the Mustang. Choosing any of the other two cars is a deficit, especially for qualifying, as we see Mikey cross the start-finish in the Camaro with a 43.246, which is actually a very quick qualifying time for the Camaro.
I'll agree with you there. The Camaros are going to have a really tough time being the slowest out of the three as far as top speed on these base tunes. But, we have some great tuning capabilities from some of our drivers here, from some of our resident tuners. I mean, the Camaro might be in a decent spot, but it's got to be in the draft to get that done.
Well, and speaking of tuners, speaking of Marios, we've got our second place in the championship, Jump in the Fire 88. This man has been crushing it for a number of the guys, making fantastic schemes, and I mean, showcasing this, one of my favorite schemes, the Mario's 53, as he gets ready to cross the line in that 53 Camry with a 43.095. Again, it's not a Mustang. Normally, with the Mustangs, we're going to be expecting like a 42.8. Great time for jumping there in the Camry. As we jump on with NASCAR Baby, another Camaro driver, local delivery driver here in that Noku Chevrolet. NASCAR Baby is... Go ahead.
Coming off a couple of top 5 finishes, and also, you know, he's been not in Mario's per se, but he's been getting some work done over in the W Energy Series, picking up a couple of wins, a couple of top 5s. I mean, he's really been improving his craft. 100%.
Last season, NASCAR was known to be involved unintentionally in so many accidents. This season, though, everybody's cleaned up around him as he crosses with a 43.6. Obviously, it's going to put him in third for right now, but not too bad for a Camaro.
I agree with you there.
So we jump on with that Zero of Ucanes, another person running a Chevy. You're going to see a trend here. We have a lot of Chevy fanboys here in the VRA, and I've got to say, though, this is a new scheme that I haven't seen from Ucanes, and that Red Bull number 0 is kind of working for me.
He changed that 0 up, and I'm liking what he did with that. It's looking really good, and he's got that black bull on the side. You know, he's looking. You know, he does have a win here, and it was in that Camaro. So we're gonna have to see if he's gonna be able to pull it off again.
43.3. I believe that's going to put him right behind Mikey. Great lap there for Ucanes as we jump on with local federal agent Andy. I recently found out he's also a delivery driver.
Yeah, he is in fact, he's not gonna let NASCAR Baby have all the fun. He is doing delivery work as well.
And he is out there delivering in this 33 Mario's Skull Bandit Camry. And another one of those liveries that just works, man. He brings this thing out every week. It tweaks on it just a little here and there. But this scheme, the combination of the green, the orange, and the orange on those wheels really speaks to me. As Andy crosses the line with a 43.134. A little slower for the Camry, but going to put him right behind Jump in the Fire, I do believe.
Yes, that will put him back of the line for the Toyotas as far as we know, but definitely in front of the Camaros, behind the Camrys, what we should say.
Speaking of Camaros, we've got Gavinator in the number 56 Coca-Cola Chevrolet. Again, with the Chevrolets, man, I'm really surprised with everybody, you know, the knowledge about how good the Mustangs are is pretty ubiquitous at this point. And yet we still have people challenging themselves to make these Camaros work at the super speedways.
Well, one of my picks that's going to come up, that being that 12th place spot currently, Skins, he is currently, other than shoplifting, I think he's the only Ford driver out there.
Oh, man. Well, we certainly haven't seen one yet, as the risk taker in Rick comes out with the Progressive Camry.
A current resident Denny Hamlin fan, was in a middling mood today as Bubba Wallace got the win in Indianapolis, but you know he's looking to bring the win home to JGR today.
Yeah, man. Who I believe he's in that team in the W Series with Jump, and I'm totally spacing. Who's the third person in JGR? As he crosses the line with a 43.099. I do believe that makes him the fastest Camry. I don't remember where Jump wound up.
I think that Rick might be a little behind. We'll have to see.
as the new number 3 of Orion crosses the line. Previously, he was with a different team in that 31 car. They had some disputes. They felt that he wasn't winning nearly enough. They needed him to win every single race. He hadn't got to win one yet, so he was picked up by this number 3 team. And with a new Dow Jones sponsorship, which is really incredible that Dow would put their name on, this car. Somebody hasn't taken it yet.
Yeah, I got no words for the scheme, but hopefully he does a little better than Austin Dillon in that 3 car.
As he crosses the line in that Chevrolet of a 43-288. Not too bad for a Chevy. With Exotic crossing the line in his Slurpee number 18 Chevy. Exotic now following up his setup lap. He is now on his qualifying lap, which would technically be lap number 3 for him. This new Slurpee's livery that he's got is one of my favorite of the series. I mean, I'm trying to remember the other liveries that he had. I guess there was the Realtree one, but that's the thing. They were all a little forgettable. This one is pretty iconic, and I don't know, for Exotic, it's really working. As he crosses the line with a 43-368, that's about 4th of the Camaros?
Yes, that is correct there.
With PB Actual, one of the largest fan groups follows this individual. And today he's rocking that Simpliflu livery?
Simplify AI, or IA.
Simplify IA. Very interesting. He finds the most unique sponsors, and it's a new sponsor. It's a revolving door of sponsors for this man.
Well, I mean, he's got his foot in every door possible. I mean, he's got a big fan base. I mean, some of his fans have probably reached out to him. I mean, I've reached out to him to sponsor himself.
And apparently he's turned you down because the line is just so long as he crosses the line with a 43.147. He's got his foot in every door, but he didn't keep his foot to the floor for this particular qualifying lap.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
As our first Ford in shoplifting, that number 2 Xbox Ford Mustang. I think shoplifting is going to take a second to show us why everybody's probably going to choose the Mustang for next season.
Yeah, if you people watching at home were paying attention, PB Actual's top speed was at 210. He's already at 212, ladies and gentlemen. He is already 2 mile an hour faster.
And a 43.8 for the setup lap is 2/10 faster than anybody that I've seen at this point. I mean, these things are just rocket ships.
And let's see.
We gotta have a 42. 42.956.
There it is. That is current pole position for Mr. Shoplifting in the number 2 Xbox.
First person into the 42s, first person on the board. As our second Mustang comes to the line, that number 12 of Skins, the local tree hugger.
A lot of people were talking about how Skins was a lot quicker now that he's actually been doing practice on this track. He was one of the top picks. I still think he is. I mean, that Mustang's going to be a pretty hard challenge to overcome for some of these drivers, but we're going to see how he can handle it.
We see that he also hit that 212 miles an hour, but again, take a look at that, 43.982. I don't understand how shoplifting was able to get a 10th and a half off of other people's times on that setup lap. 43.016, very interesting. Very interesting. That's second, beating out Mikey.
That is
only by a little bit.
Just a little bit, but it is enough.
And if you hadn't got enough of Sup With It Andy, he decided to run his qualifying lap again. I'm just kidding, this is Aluminum Pancake here, the second federal agent, the second iteration of Sup With It Andy.
Resident Richard Petty fan running that STP 43. Setup lap of 44.275. That Camry hit a 211 top speed on the setup.
He's cruising,
He
man.
hit the 212. He hit the 212. He might get him.
$43.196. You know, I think that's about 6th place right now. But
That'll be near where jump is.
as Winter takes the track,
Holy cow. Keith, do you see his top
221
speed?
miles an hour? What?
I think we've got some calibration issues.
44.048 for his setup lap, meaning that he's on par for some of the fastest. Not shoplifting, not skins, but as far as the Camrys and Camaros go, he's put up a good setup lap as far as time is concerned.
Was so excited to see Bubba Wallace win today. He wants to do it for himself. Where's he going to end up?
That's a lot of threes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And as he crosses the line, we bring in our final entry for today, the assassin, Outlaw Johnny, the hired gun, if you will. Johnny returns after a 2-week suspension following a hilarious incident where he felt hired to take out one Vanilla Cummins. But he not only did that, he changed manufacturers, which took him back to basically zero, actually completely zero. He has zero championship points right now. He's got a full-on uphill battle to make it back to the top.
Yeah, currently, as of right now, he's the only driver out of championship point contention. He's going to run a 43.090. Very good run from Johnny there.
I believe that puts him in third, right up. He's starting his fight here. He's starting his fight today.
I'll either put him either behind just a little bit of Mikey or either right in front of him. That'll wrap it up for qualifying.
And with that, we are getting ready. They're going to finish up their qualifying event, and they're going to bring us back in momentarily. But let's take a quick second to talk about some penalties. Let's take a second to talk about what happened with Outlaw Johnny. I don't know if we might have a clip of that. Yeah, let's talk.
Let's talk. I mean, there's a lot to talk about with some of these penalties. I mean, obviously the Johnny suspension, that's it's not great. We've got that penalty pulled up. We're gonna take a minute, get everything situated. But there's.
Here we go. We have the replay up. So for anybody curious, Johnny heard over the radio that we needed a caution, and he took that quite literally at this particular sunset race, and brought the people what they asked for. Therein, we have affectionately renamed Johnny the Assassin, as he is the hired gun, he is the bounty hunter, if you will, of the VRA.
That is a big hit from him.
There's not much that Vanilla could have done, and since then, there's not much that Vanilla can do because he broke his neck. And that's why Vanilla's not here with us tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up. Man, that was a... Oh my gosh, I'm looking back at it now, just a full-on 200 mile an hour into the back of Oh, I'm so glad that we saved this clip. I'm so glad that we saved this clip for the last part of it.
100%. 100%. Speaking of which, though, we have some penalties from last season. Unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, both Wendy and I were not available for the race at Homestead, round 5 at Homestead. So we're going to do our best to bring you up to speed on the results of that. Trying to bring up the penalties now. The first penalty that we had was PB Actual, who wound up turning in too early and causing a wreck. He only has a warning for that particular incident. That said, there was a K-Force who unfortunately was going to have to start from the rear and also incurred a 10-point penalty for his interactions. Don't have those up right now. We might be able to get the opportunity to show them to you momentarily. Right now, the race is getting all situated. This is round 6 of the Mario's Hard Espresso series, and of 6 of 11.
Yeah. We've got that PB Actual one first, if we'll take
fantastic.
a look at that. So we'll take a look at this. This was the warning he was given. Oh, yeah, he cut down a little bit too early. That's typical with Miami racing. You know, you get too wide, somebody will cut down too early. But, I mean, it's not really that... I would say it's not that bad.
It really is an unfortunate situation, both of Forza Glue and, you know, as soon as that starts, it's almost impossible for the driver that's caught in front of you to be able to correct out of it. I agree. It's a completely unfortunate Miami sort of situation. He did come down into him, and that's, you know, that looks like NASCAR Baby's season last season, where it felt like every time we turned around, he was flipping over and being put into the wall by somebody else. But luckily, NASCAR's had a fantastic season. I don't know if we can bring up the championship graphics, but to my recollection, he's currently in 3rd.
Yeah, he is in 3rd place right now. We can bring up those. There they go.
Yeah. So this is your championship point standing following last week's race at Homestead. We've got Mikey leading the championship, but only by 4 points, to Jump in the Fire, who is really one of the most fearsome people to have behind you in this league. I mean, if Jumpin' is behind you, he has a way, an opportunity, an idea of how to get around you, and you've got to figure out what that is and figure out how to keep him behind you. So Mikey's got to be thinking about that going into this race.
And Mikey's got to be wondering that, but also, I mean, Jump does have a problem now in the form of, you know, NASCAR Baby. I mean, he's been killer all season long. And
as we go green.
They just went green without even...
No pace lap, no nothing. Here we go, as Shoplifting takes us to the first lap. Skins with that help of Jumpin' right behind him. I mean, this is... Are we going to get through lap 1 without an incident? That's always a struggle here at Daytona.
We're going to have to see. They might... Oh, that's Johnny almost sending it 3 wide down into the trial.
Lap one, everybody trying to get up to speed, everybody trying to feel everyone out, figure out who they can work with, who they can't work with.
I'll tell you right now, nobody's going to be wanting to work with that 77
Rick.
of Johnny.
Rick, their
Man.
third back in that lower line, got a little high and almost got Forza glued into what looked like Jump in the Fire. So we jump on with Exotic in the middle of the pack.
He's trying to find a groove in between Winter and Gav.
Oh, Mikey, a little off pace here. PB Actual, way off the
Sent
pace.
to the wall.
I haven't heard the C word yet, but obviously these two struggling there at the back at the moment.
Either they didn't have the correct tune on, or they just hit the wall, it seems like.
Indeed. Perhaps there's a replay of what happened between Mikey and PB. That said, it looks like we've got two packs that are forming. NASCAR Baby being the last person there in the first pack, putting Rick... I'm sorry, Rick's the last person in the first pack, putting Winter in the front of the subsequent pack.
We've got that Mikey replay up. We got to see what happens to him. I mean, he dropped off the pace incredibly quick.
Interesting. I'm curious if one of them happened to bottom out.
That could be a reasonable thing for it to happen.
Let's take a look.
Oh, no, he... I think PB might have just
Bottomed out. it
bottomed
looked like.
out, and
Yeah.
then Mikey went up into him.
Unfortunate.
By means nobody's fault there, but it happens. Johnny is trying his hardest to get that 2 of Shoplifting out of the way. Shoplifting and Skin's still up front for 2 Mustangs. Shoplifting's going to be in a little bit of a better position. He's got a Mustang behind him to be able to get more top speed off the draft, but Jump is going to be carrying Skins through turn 1. We're going to see where they end up on the side. Perfect 2-wide racing that we expect here. Ooh, Skins might... Oh, man. Skins almost let Jump get the bottom line in front of him. They gonna make it 3 wide?
The three Mustangs holding up the front for sure at the moment.
2 is still holding strong. He's gonna be in the better spot than Skins in that 12 car. Man, these guys are neck and neck down the stretch.
Shoplifting really holding his own. Local Mario's hard tire lover. He is absolutely loving the fact that he's getting to use those hards, and he's going to get to take them all the way through. He's going to finish the bottle on these hards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody will be on the hards with these. I would expect we go...
As we jump on with Orion.
I say that. Somebody thinks we're going to have cautions in the middle of this race. As well, it might happen now. Jump gets sent down to the bottom. Orion's going to make it 3 wide up top.
Fantastic.
He has no help whatsoever. This is going to be bad. Orion has no help on the bottom.
Jumps up behind him there. Oh, Jumpin losing some pace here.
He might have bottomed out.
You gotta be careful with these Camrys. If you want to make them fast, you have to run light fuel. If you want to be able to run full fuel, you're gonna really struggle to be able to stay in the draft, especially entering the corner at 215 miles an hour. These cars have a speed limit entering the turn of about 213 miles an hour. Unfortunately, it's difficult to tune that out of them. That being said, it looks like he's built a run coming back to bring it back to Orion.
See how quick he
Is he
can
gonna make it?
217.
Jeez. Absolutely cooking. Let's go ahead and take a look at our championship block right now. So Mikey there is in first place. Jumpin in the championship is in second place. NASCAR's in third. Ucane's is in fourth. This is your current championship standings, and this is where they're at. You can see Mikey there in 14th after that incursion with PB Actual. Jumpin' the Fires holding itself in the lead pack there in 6th. NASCAR baby barely holding on to that lead pack back there in 10th, and Ucane's right ahead of him in 8th as Rick goes to take it 3 wide.
Mr. Taker. Oh, he's gonna get shoved high. Rick showing his displeasure with that. And a little bump to Canes. I mean, obviously, that's not the greatest thing, but he's still in the pack, so he can't be too mad.
You can. Oh, I didn't see that. Suppa and Andy is back there in 11th as the leader of the second pack. Man, if they don't have a Mustang back there, they are going to be hard pressed to be able to try and catch back up to that lead pack that is 10 people deep with 3 Mustangs up front.
I don't think they're going to have any help because they've only got, they've got Winter and they've got Exotic Forza. That's it.
That is it. They really need to get into a flying V formation. What is a flying V formation? So in Forza, you have 2 types of drafting. You have the drafting that everybody anticipates, which is right behind, but you also have what's called side drafting. As you see Exotic Forza pulling up next to Sup With That Andy right now, he is introducing a side draft to Sup With That Andy. If they can stay in this sort of situation where Winter is pushing one of them and the other is trying to supply a side draft to those 2 people, they'll be able to increase their speeds and reduce their lap times by as much as 0.2 of a second, which is desperately needed right now.
Agree with you there. Jump still trying to make up time back to the front. Currently trying to side draft Gav and try and get on the back bumper of Orion.
I'm really curious when Rick is going to find that third line.
He's going to try it now. Jump got sent low.
Oh, as Shackleton gets taken out. Rick right in front of him.
Rick in it. That is the saving grace for Mikey and PB.
Oh, Jumpin
that's
taken out.
Everybody.
We'll have to take
Pancake made it through. I think Johnny made it through as well. Canes did. NASCAR baby also up there.
You know who's going to be really okay with this caution coming out? That number 48 of Mikey, who was, again, unfortunately involved in that incursion with PB Actual.
He's going to make up some more spots on the people that are still slow. As the yellow is out for the first time here at Daytona. 15 laps. I mean, it's fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's somewhere in the middle. I mean, we've had multiple 10-lap green flag runs before. We've gone to a caution cooldown, but I mean, I think most we've done on this track is think it was 60 green flag laps in a row. If I'm checking the notes correctly, I believe I am. Yes. But we are gonna go to the pits. What is everybody? I think everybody would be pitting here at least to just refresh on tires and whatnot. Because there's no telling how long these green flag runs could be. We're gonna see here. Everybody stays or goes to the pit lane except Pancake. Pancake, the only one to stay out for this round of pit stops. Not sure what his plan is. Tires are looking pretty decent. I mean, he's got 22 laps of fuel. It'd be safe to assume he's hoping for another caution, but he might be in a world of trouble with these guys on fresher tires. Getting ready to double up. It's going to be Pancake and Canes. That first row, Johnny and NASCAR Baby. NASCAR Baby in a great spot right now. Johnny making his way back up. He's stayed in that exact same spot the entire race. Andy moving back up. Exotic Forza moving back up. Mikey back in 7th. Skins 8th. Rick still pretty much where he was. Back green at Daytona. Built on the championship 4. Does seem Kane's lost a lot. He lost everybody. Everybody went to the bottom and left him hanging. Canes has got to hope for that side draft here. But Pancake is fully out front right now. Canes is holding on. He's got some help from Andy now. Again, gonna go back up. 3 wide. Exotic Forza in the middle. Rick gonna send it 3 wide. Pancake doing a really good job of holding his line down through turn 1. Again, still sitting up high. Oh, he's beating and banging the wall. Skins might be out of the toe. Ooh.
And we're taking a look here at the replay from Aluminum Pancake's view of that last caution. We can see that he wound up being the first to see Skins and Shoplifting getting into it. And I want to point out, after that, the only Mustang left up front is that of Outlaw Johnny.
Outlaw's still staying in that 3rd spot, still just biding his time. He's waiting.
Mikey's been able to make his way back up towards the lead of the pack, following that lap 2 incursion with PB Actual, who looks to be directly behind him. You gotta wonder if PB feels a little bit bad about that and is possibly trying to help get Mikey back up to the front. As we see Shoplifting right next to him. Oh man, it is getting tight. We are 4 wide up at the front of this race.
Goodness. This does not need to happen that early. Look at Orion. Look at Orion come down. Oh, is it good? Oh, man. That was unnecessary, in my opinion. He fully came down on Pancake and just, oh, man.
100%. As we jump back up
Winter
front.
slow in the back.
Oh, Winter.
Shoplifting slow as well.
Have they lost the draft? That's the question. Let's jump on with Shoplifting, who has definitely lost the draft there. Don't know exactly what happened. Skins, unfortunately, just far enough back that he has lost the draft. It looks like Winter may have picked up Shoplifting. The curious
That's going to
question.
be really good for him.
100%. He needs to let Shoplifting around because Winter's in that Camaro. Shoplifting's in the Mustang. They're going to be able to move a lot quicker if Shoplifting is leading. As we jump back in with Skins, who it looks like Rick either dropped
now
back.
Rick's out of it.
Or he may have dropped back to help Skins? I don't know. Let's take a quick second and see if we can find.
They're only 7/10 back. They should be able to catch up.
Taking a quick second to look at the replay here. I mean, to me, it looks like Rick was taking one for the homie.
I think yeah.
Giving him the opportunity. That is a absolute bro move by Rick, the risk taker.
Now they've caught back. Are they gonna be able to get the toe? They are in.
They're back in, man.
There they go.
That's that is a bro move if I've ever seen one. Normally we're seeing Rick take risks to get up to the front. This time he's taking the risk to try and get some help to take him to the front is what I'm seeing. What are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing, Shoplifting now in front of Winter as well, so they are going to be working together. Will they catch them? A possibility, but it's going to take them a minute.
100%.
Seeing as they are 6 seconds back. But up front here, it's been jumped, it's been NASCAR, baby. Mikey's still sitting behind.
Orion doing everything that he can to take that number 3 Dow to the lead.
Or maybe was the sponsor shift. Maybe that's what Orion needed.
Well, with enough money available, anything's possible. And there's not much more money available than what's available through Dow Jones. I mean, let's be real.
That's what's going to happen when you sign with Dow Jones.
You better perform, or the shareholders are going to fire you.
We're gonna send him out back if he doesn't get a win today. But I mean, he's been doing really good. And so has that 43 Pancake. I mean, he avoided that first crash, and he's been biding his time. He let Orion get past him. I mean, no hard feelings towards him, but I mean, he's given him the bump draft of a life right now. As you're gonna watch NASCAR go below Pancake and just steal the spot.
Take a second to talk about our sponsor here with our local tuner and paint schemer Jump in his Mario's Hard Espresso 53 that he is taking up to the front. And I mean, he is absolutely representing those guys over at Mario's, bringing Hard Espresso across the line in first for lap 26.
Might just Well, I was going to say he might clear Orion, but he might get him on the backstretch, or that's what's going to happen. He's going to have that top end speed.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
As Skins is really pushing his way through the pack.
Oh, it's going to... Oh, no. He really tried it, but that's not going to work.
That was a bull in a china shop situation. He was moving.
That was almost the pinch of the century right there.
Oh, we got some pinball that's happening.
Andy's up top. They're still trying to go 3 wide in the back. There goes Rick.
Andy attempted to take it 3 wide. Oh, somebody shuts him down. Dang, that run shut down there by Outlaw Johnny. I wonder if somebody hired him to do that.
Just, it might be, could be. McDonald's may have hired him. What to see?
Indeed.
He's been running up front. I mean, you can't argue with results. I mean, the switch to the Mustang, I mean, it might have been a good call here for him.
It may have. I mean, for Daytona specifically, fantastic. For Sunset, it and the Camry run fantastic. I think it was a good choice given the situation for sure. As we jump on with PB Actual, who's barely keeping it in the draft.
He's white, and they're getting ready to wreck up here too. There they go.
Oh, connection issues. As we've got
that's jump on the wall. That's Andy in the wall as well.
That's unfortunate. As the caution has been called. Take a second to see how our championship standings are doing. Obviously, we just saw him jump. Oh, Buchanan's getting pushed up into the wall for the caution. Who is that? Orion into the wall. Exotic. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, it's Exotic. I don't know who it was. But Mikey in 4th. Jump, unfortunately, in last. There in 15th. NASCAR is currently leading the race. Buchanan's back there in 10th.
He's wanting to win. I can understand where NASCAR baby's coming from. I mean, he's had 2 second-place finishes over the past 3 weeks. I mean, he has been on a tear, and, you know, it's finally time he started winning these races.
100%. Oh, man, that's unfortunate, dude. Okay, so we're getting the replay up now. And we can see here, we're riding along with Andy, who's taking it 3 wide, gives Jump a little bit of a push. And you can see Outlaw Johnny's, or not, sorry, Orion's coming up, and all of a sudden comes up into him and then pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
That is what we call a disconnection. Or
that
rather,
is
a bad connection.
Just bad connection.
That is so unfortunate, man.
It's weird. Getting ready for pit stops. Go figure. Everybody's going in. I mean, that was another 15-lap green flag run, so.
100%. As everybody's getting some fresh Mario's Hards on that stuff. Did anybody stay out?
No,
Everybody
stayed out. Everybody
took the
went.
opportunity. Great choice, in my opinion. And we're 32 laps in. We've had 2 cautions at this point.
Yep, just
been a really clean
2.
race so
we're,
far.
we're almost. We're coming up on a third of the way done with this. Oh no, okay, so Mikey is in prime position right now, being championship points leader, but he also has a problem.
Oh, yes, he does.
One of them being NASCAR, baby. The other being the two people on the outside right now.
Though Rick dropped back to bring Skins back in, you gotta wonder, had Rick not brought Skins back, would he be behind him right now? That's where teamwork really comes into play, in my opinion. And I'm hearing a caution cooldown of no cautions until 39. We're gonna have a 6-lap caution cooldown here. Go ahead and talk to us about what a caution cooldown is.
So when we have too many cautions over a certain period of time, we're going to take a break from it. I mean, it's only fair to other drivers that if they don't get wrecked, they can race for a little bit longer. But I mean, yeah, as we're going to go back green, we're not going to have any cautions until lap 39 or the start of lap 39. But it gives the drivers a little bit more time to race.
And, we've said this many times, cautions beget cautions. The fact of the matter is, the restarts are what make wrecks happen far more often. And in a place where, wrecks being somewhat inconsequential for the person driving, it's sometimes, you have to sacrifice one person for the betterment of the race.
I see some aggressive moves from Rick. I see Skins get a huge run on the top side. Halfway clear Rick through the tri-oval, but he is going to lose that just a little bit. Yeah, he's not going to be able to clear him.
Shoplifting gonna try and take it 3 wide. He's got to get himself back up to the front to get to where he's able to move. Looks like he's gonna play it safe this time.
He has the speed. He has a teammate in Winter also that he's been helping out. See, Jumping and Andy are off the pace.
Oh, interesting.
They're fully behind them.
What happened here? Man, these two keep seeming to get into it.
And you're going to see another one. They just went right past Shoplifting, too.
And we've got the replay up for what happened just now with Andy. And you can see he's moving great. He's moving great. All of a sudden, there's a massive loss of speed. Unfortunately, with Forza, whenever you get going fast enough and you bottom out enough, you actually have basically a walkthrough problem where you have an unnatural slow that occurs. And the thing that's interesting is it seems like the same thing happened with Andy that happened with Jump here. So we'll take a second to see if we can see what happened with him. He's cruising at 200 and the exact same thing. Unfortunate bottoming out. This is the problem with the Camrys and the Camaros, but unfortunate reality.
I've got to be hoping for another caution, or at least to get to a green flag pit stop. That would be their best choice to get.
I do want to say though, Jump and Andy are employing a very unique technique in that they're not bump drafting. They are banking on the fact that two people here are able to draft faster by passing one another rather than staying behind one another. It's going to be really interesting to see if they're able to bring it back.
Side
Three
drift
wide
has
up
worked
front.
before. Side drift has worked before, but is it going to be
Oh,
working
Winter.
good now? Oh, and they get squished 3 wide. Johnny's going to let him back in line. They are still 3 wide down the front stretch into turn 1.
This is one of the awesome things about being in the VRA. And if you race in public lobbies at all, anytime somebody tries to take it 3 wide, you wind up literally just in the wall and it takes out half the field. But here at the VRA, we got some people that know how to control these cars. And that gives us the opportunity for this absolutely spectacular close racing to take place. As we have 3 wide behind the leader of the championship there in Mikey.
Mikey doing his incredible job of blocking everybody. Still going to maintain the lead into turn 1. And he's still going to have the draft. Rick might clear him here, though. He might get him. Force is going to go to the outside as well.
There is a hard push on that high line to potentially alienate Rick. They're on NASCAR Baby's feed. Didn't work. Rick holding
Rick really
the high
needs to go
line
up. There he is.
and the midline off. This
He
is
really
some great
needs to
racing.
start blocking that top lane.
100%. See where Winter wound up back here in 9th. He was up there battling for 3rd and 4th place and got pinched out up on the wall.
Johnny's going to get just a little bit bent up. It should be good.
Let's take a second to check back in on Andy and Jump. Unfortunately, it does not look like they're getting enough movement to be able to catch this pack of 10 up front.
Yeah, they've lost about a second since the last time we checked on them.
Jumping back up front with Rick, who's taking the lead and leads that lap. I don't believe it was his first lap, but he led that lap.
That's one thing about this top line. It's really good on the back straightaway and the front stretch through the tri-oval, but I mean, in these corners, it is really hard to get this thing going, but he might...
Oh, Skins! Skins taking it to the front.
Skins is all the way up. Oh, he is getting pinched. Rick is in the middle of that where he does not want to be. Forza is going to try and push him up.
I've got to say, though, if you're going to have 2 people above you, Rick and Skins, in my opinion, are 2 of the best. And to establish a line, as Johnny goes up high, I don't know how much I trust the assassin.
Oh! Almost worked. Almost worked.
Skins still holding it to him. The question is he going to be able to edge Rick out?
Johnny almost pinching Winter
This is
down
a
into
terrifying
PD actual.
view over
This is
a
very
dash.
terrifying. Because it's not that it's 3 wide. We're doing 3 wide for like 5+ laps.
Without incident, without too many bumps, I mean, but man, are we gonna make it
Really
3 wide,
good.
3 deep?
Have to see. Orion could be the one to do that.
Orion, choose that middle line. He's not interested in taking the high line. It seems like he's not really trying to take a risky strategy. He's more into stocks and ETFs and index funds. He's playing the long game, doing conservative investing, trying to get himself to the wealth.
No, that long time run might be where the bottom line is looking to run as well.
Skins
We're gonna
still
have to
holding
see
it
how
up
his
there.
investments fall out.
Oh,
Still all alone.
That was close. Oh, as Exotic Forza
This-
replaces skins up top.
We are still 3 wide at the front. And now it's, oh, it almost happened. It almost happened. We're still 3 wide in that second row, and then the 4th row, I believe, as well.
So, with both Andy and Jump having bottomed out, there has to be the question about what they're going to do with their future pit stops. Because if you bottomed out now, that means that you had too much fuel. Are you going to start changing up your strategy, potentially your tires, and potentially the amount of fuel that you take each time that you pit to be able to keep yourself up front? And is that going to wind up holding you back in the future?
We're going to have to see. We're past the point where we were already doing 15 laps for a stint. We're
The field
at
looking like Johnny's
17 right
stock
now.
graphs there. Sorry, Orion's stock graphs.
Oh, and
Skins back up front.
oh, Skin's going into the wall.
Loses that position, but you can tell he has the speed to be able to win this race if he can time it right.
We are fully back 2 wide across this front pack. That took 8 laps to get us from not 3 wide.
And as we have everything kind of stabling out, I'm going to do the announcer's curse and take a second to talk about our partners over at Mario's. Mario's has been a great friend to us. They've given us the opportunity to be able to put this on. And not only that, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but Mario's has upped the stakes. They have given the winner, second place, and third place of the championship the opportunity for a cash prize. First place is going to be getting $125. Second place in the championship is going to be getting $75. And third place is going to be getting $50. So these 15 people are currently racing for $250 in prizes. Thanks to our sponsors over at Drink Mario's. We want to take a second to say thank you, and take a second, go to drinkmarios.com. Give it a shot. They not only support us, they present a fantastic product.
All right, now that Keith has cursed us, we're going to go back to the 53 of the Jump in the Fire 88, driving the Mario's Hard Espresso car.
These, it's unfortunate because these two fantastic Mario's games have been relegated to the back because of an unfortunate bottoming out situation.
Up front, we had Gav get dropped down low.
Oh,
I think they've sorted it. No, Gav is fully in the back now.
Gav gonna have to get picked up there by Jump and Andy. Look at that pack just taking off. 11 deep up there.
They are gone, dude.
Oh, as it looks like Johnny is diving into the pits out of fuel. He took too little fuel on that last lap.
Man.
That last pit stop. Interesting. He's only going with 26 laps. Very, very interesting here.
This is where a lot of these green flag pit stops are going to start coming into play here.
We should, yeah, let's go ahead and go through the field and see what people are seeing fuel-wise. Rick.
Oh, man.
3. Mike, I didn't realize that we were that deep into this green flag run. Mikey still has 10 laps of fuel.
Oh.
Mikey is prepared. NASCAR
So
baby.
Rick refueled low.
NASCAR baby's more prepared.
So Rick is going to end up either killing everyone or he's going to be smart now.
Well, it's very possible that Rick has spent a lot of time in practice and knows exactly how much fuel he can load to be able to stay up front with that Camry and the tune that he has. You know what I mean?
He's doing a pretty good job of it right now.
100%. as we drop back in the field to that number 3 of Orion, who is chilling on 6 laps of fuel. It's
He
really
has got to get
interesting.
down low.
He has.
He's
Oh,
got to get down low.
as both Skins and Rick, very
Oh, and
interesting.
they're going to go in together.
And Winter diving into the pits.
Winter wanting some buddies when he comes out.
Gavinator dives into the pits. Gavinator taking nearly full fuel. Go ahead and jump on with that 18 of Exotic Forza up at the front of the pack. Going for 3 wide. That was a fantastic move. Holy cow.
It's a fantastic move from Forza. Is Mikey going to clear them both? He cleared them both.
We're gonna take another look at that here. Fantastic.
Push Orion up.
Oh, that's not the right spot. Exotic Forza making a fantastic move there, taking it 3 wide.
What a fantastic move, but also watch Mikey here. The bottom line, known for being really good on the corners, he fully cleared both of them.
Yeah. As we jump back up front.
This is where it's going to get really tricky for these guys who pitted really early. Now that there are fewer cars up near the front, it's going to be really hard for a caution to come out now.
There's a bunch of discussion happening in the race comms right now about how nervous people are to bottom out, and specifically in the Camrys.
Those Camrys are going to be a lot quicker than the Camaros, but simply letting off the gas is also an option. So you're going to see Pancake.
I don't think that these NASCAR, Jesus Christ, aluminum, holy cow!
He fully sent it.
We gotta see that move again, because he came from
He is not playing
6th all the way back.
That was 3 wide. We've got the replay up now. Take a look at this. He just gets a run.
Gets the side draft from both the low and the high line, really providing him the opportunity. 215, entering the turns. It's a good thing that it's halfway through the stint, so that he didn't wind up having a bottoming out issue. Man, fantastic move there from Aluminum.
Falling back in line now as well.
Interesting that all of a sudden it's become a bit of a train of these Camaros. Very unexpected.
I didn't even realize it's Camaro, 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 and then Toyota, Toyota.
Sorry, Aluminum Pancake, and then wow, Jump in the Fire and Andy are both in 5th and 6th, or sorry, 6th and 7th at the moment. So them holding on to it and just sticking with the program has given them the opportunity to get themselves back into the picture. But Jump only has 4 laps remaining, meaning that Andy is either going to have to pit with him to have somebody to run with him, or he's going to have to run by himself for a little bit. Shoplifting being the closest person behind him there at a full nearly 15 seconds down.
15 seconds.
I mean, if I'm Andy, I'm talking to Jump about when to pit.
I think it'll be within the next 2 laps at least.
That said, we jump back with Rick, who has taken the opportunity to let Skins go ahead and pull him, Winter, and Ucanes. As Ucanes goes up to set up the side draft to start closing the gap there on Mikey and the front of the pack. Currently, we've got Mikey leading the championship and leading the race. Jump, who's second in the championship, back in 6th. Not after the pit cycle, though. I think Jump's still hoping on that caution to come out so that he has the opportunity to pit while everybody else does. NASCAR Baby up here in 2nd, sitting really, really pretty there with 6 laps of fuel. And Ucanes running with this really fast group that I think these Chevys, after the pit cycle, are going to be somewhat desperately behind.
Yeah, there's no Fords in between them for at least another lap. So, if
Well,
anything...
Yeah, and I mean, the only other two Fords are that of Shoplifting, who is out by himself at the moment, and Outlaw Johnny, who we know doesn't help people, he only assassinates.
Exactly. Well, I mean, there's Skins as well, but Skins is already in a pack of his own with Rick and Winter.
Holy cow, Mikey just did the most big brain move of the race in slowing down to pick up Outlaw Johnny to be able to have a faster front pack. This fantastic work. Everybody's staying in line.
Clear him.
Somebody needs to get out here and give Outlaw Johnny a little side draft so they can go even faster, but at the very least, this was a fantastic move to not, instead of blasting past Outlaw Johnny, to use the speed that his particular car has the opportunity to give, to be able to keep themselves in the race far enough ahead of this backpack here that is led by Skins at the moment.
Mikey is going to be going in this lap at least. So, and
Rick getting up to provide the side draft.
Jump and Andy are in the pits now.
Jump and Andy diving in.
And Mikey will be in this lap as well. So he might bring the train with him.
That is the question.
So he is running low. He is on no laps, a few left. There he goes. There comes NASCAR Baby with him. They're all in. Now it's who wins the race off pit road.
The whole lead pack jumped into the pits, which means that Outlaw Johnny is out by himself. Is he going to pick somebody up that's coming out of the pits right now? Is this Andy and Jump?
He's got Jump and Andy. Jump and Andy are going to be there with him. Is he going to hold up for him?
It benefits him, it benefits them, for the three of them to link up. The question is, are they going to have that discussion?
Might do it.
Jump still in Andy's toe. Now, two Camrys running together are definitely faster than one Mustang by itself. So there is the opportunity to be able to catch, but you're limiting the laps that you have the opportunity to be able to run those speeds.
That is true. And they're going to come up on the leaders now
as Mikey loses it. The leader of the championship.
Mikey got spun out on the pit lane. And then here's the big group.
I'm hearing that caution is out.
Yeah, I mean, Mikey got spun out on the pit lane. There's nothing we can do about that. But that's going to be really good for all the drivers that just pit.
They said that caution was out, but I don't know why. Because Mikey's particular incident was only one car. He did get up into Aluminum Pancake, but to me, it looked like it was just one car.
Pancake seemed to finish the job, but I don't think it was entirely on him.
Got the replay up here, as you see. Yeah. While Aluminum was involved,
that also wasn't his fault for that. Because that, I mean, he cleaned him out, but that was not Pancake's fault for cleaning him out whatsoever.
100%. Desperately unfortunate there. Especially for the leader of the championship at the moment, as we see Ryan diving into the pits, Shoplifting diving into the pits, NASCAR Baby diving into the pits, Rick's in the pits. I mean, a large portion of the field.
But now this gives an opportunity for Jump to get back up into the mix as well, now that the field is actually going to be
100%.
So much more packed together now.
That said, we did see Sup With It Andy had an issue bottoming out with full fuel earlier, but he took full fuel. Jump in, took full fuel. The question is, are they going to obey the, artificial Camry speed limit of entering the turns, or are we going to see somebody bottom out again? Interesting. I don't know exactly what's taking place right now.
Are they on a red flag right now? We might have to bring out the red for this one. But while they're figuring this out, we are in contact. Excuse me. We are in contact with the marshals now. We're trying to figure out what is going on with everybody. Oh no. Oh no. We don't have a commentator's curse this time. Oh man, it's a great looking bottle too. While we're at it, I mean, these bottles are amazing looking. Perfect timing to end that segment as we are getting ready to once again go back green for hopefully final time. Coming across the line with 46 laps to go. We are already going back 3 wide. Here.
Yep. What's good? So apparently we have a ghost in the chat. So shoplifting ended up spinning himself out. He may have accidentally called a caution, but didn't mean to. But prior to that, somebody had said race to the line, but nobody was speaking up about who was racing to the line. So they all formed a gathering on a restart and got it going there. So I forced them into a 20-lap cool down because they're good enough to handle this track. And since they pit. Yeah, so they're going to end up having to think of strategy now when they're doing the rest of the end of this race. So it isn't just going to be, oh, caution, refuel, and then end of the race. No, they're going to end up having to think of their pit strategy towards the end of this, even if there is no caution.
Righty. Back to it. Skin's still up front. I don't know if you could hear it through my microphone, Keith, but I audibly gasped when I heard the 20-lap caution cooldown. Oh my goodness. We're going to have at least one more fuel and tire pit stop at least to be able to get to the end of this race. I'd say it'd probably be in his best entrance. As I say that, Exotic Forza sends it 3 wide. But I think you really get it. Exactly. I think you've got to keep it safe, though. I think you need to keep 3 wide as to the minimum amount as possible. I'll agree with you. There is going to clear him. No, he's not going to clear him. He almost did. We've got jumping Gaff dragging up the rear. I think that was, once again, was probably the Camry just... It's unfortunate the Camrys have to deal with that. Alright, we are on board with Gav at the moment. Still trying to help out Jumping the Fire in any way you can to be able to get back up to the front. Just about a 2-second gap up to first place, which is currently Orion and Skins. Exotic Forza still on the outside looking for 3 wide. I mean, he's doing a really good job at keeping the line, but man, it is going to be hard for him to get any help out there. I mean, he's got Johnny.
This is what happened with Jump. Had another bottom out moment, and unfortunately, Gav trying to help him. They were just too far back to be able to catch back up. It's the unfortunate reality of taking a full load of fuel and trying to maintain, more than 212 around the corners. Unfortunate reality for sure.
Now they've got to settle in as far as, how can we work together to be able to try and catch up with these guys during this green flag run, possibly into green flag pit stops for the final time. On board with Winter, still sitting behind Rick. So letting Johnny take the toe in front of him. Winter's been doing a really good job today. He's been able to, hold that bottom line pretty well. He's had some help with Rick and Skins. I mean, he's been doing really good all day. But it'll all be coming down to the wire near the end of this, because for those who did not watch, last race we ran here, we had 4 wide, less than 4 thousandths of a second between the leaders.
Dude, it was such a close race. I mean, I haven't seen a close finish with 4 people crossing the finish line within several thousandths of a second. Ever. Insanity.
And it's just going to be even more insane as we get closer to the end of this race. We've still got one more cycle of pit stops. But we're going to have to see how everybody holds out.
Exotic Force is really holding that high line incredibly well. I mean, he's really keeping that Camaro up there in the mix as Rick goes to take it.
He's going to get to Orion. He's there. Johnny's trying to be an assassin, make it 4 wide.
So let's take a second and walk through the field and see how everybody's doing on fuel and tires. We see Exotic Forza here with 19 laps remaining on his hards. They seem to be doing pretty all right at the moment. We'll jump in here with the lead, that of Skins, who didn't pit on that last lap and is really, holding out for a caution that's not going to happen. He's going to have to pit. He knew that the caution cooldown was coming. Very interesting. Outlaw
He's going to
Johnny.
have to take a big risk here.
Oh, as we have a wreck.
We got one in the wall.
Orion. We're still in the caution
Orion,
cooldown.
Rick. That was Orion. That was Rick. They got involved in that.
All right. Shoplifting, holding up front. Exotic providing that side draft. Outlaw Johnny right behind him, working on getting a replay up.
That's what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This 3 wide does not need to happen so close to the end, and also right when we're about to go into green flag pit stops as well. That's something we did not need to do there.
As we see, just a little bit of Forza glue. Rick came down tight to him, and unfortunately bit both of them. Rick cannot be happy with that. Orion cannot be happy with that. Unfortunate reality.
Nobody's
for sure.
gonna be happy about that. I mean, the only ones that would be happy is that front pack right now, because they did not get involved in that. I mean, it was at the highest part of the track, so.
It does look like it was limited to just the 2 of them, and Orion was able to keep himself out of another incursion by pausing right there. So, shout out to Outlaw for that one. Rick was not able to get back into the draft from the next people. So currently he is out there by himself. The only help that he has in Orion, and he is not dropping back to try and link up with him.
Orion is all the way back. I mean, he's almost 18 seconds off the lead right now.
17 laps remaining for Pancake in his pit stops. 17 laps remaining for NASCAR Baby. Winter currently looking at a, wow, 90% tire wear.
Tire wear.
He is barely holding on. He's got 3
It's on
laps
the
of fuel
medium.
left. Interesting. So the question is he talking to Skins? Are they going to try and link up to be able to pit together? As we see, what's up with Andy? Doing pretty all right on fuel. He's halfway through his. He's up here. Oh, jump in the fire. They got. Oh man, did he get bottomed out as well?
That might have happened too.
They really need to not fill up on fuel on their next pit stop. Jumping back up to the front. Outlaw Johnny and Skins still definitely running the show. The question is Outlaw Johnny going to stay out? It looks like he's going to keep this lead pack moving whenever Skins has to bail out in the next 2 laps. We know that Winter has to pit in the next 2 laps.
Main thing I'm concerned about right now is what is Exotic Force going to do when Skins and Winter go in the pit? Because he's still going to be alongside with Outlaw Johnny, but he's going to try and cut the nose off before they can get in.
Honestly, I feel like Exotic knows enough about the game to know that the lead pack needs Johnny. If they stay out, is Johnny diving into the pits?
Here they go.
Johnny dove into the pits.
He's in.
Wow. So
He's going to stay with the Ford.
if everybody behind teams up together, Winter, Skins, Outlaw, if these guys team up, they're going to come out under a green flag pit stop with a number of seconds of advantage because of the speed that they're going to be able to hold. Very interesting.
They're right in that fuel window as well. About 27 laps left in this race.
Indeed. So
Gonna be
they just
filling
took
up
their
to at least
last
full.
pit stop. It seems like Skins, Johnny, and Winter might be on the winning strategy. Is Winter going to be able to stay in? Oh, are we going to have a repeat of what happened to Mikey earlier? Skins not staying on the apron following the pit
Hey,
exit.
let Winter go by.
Are the marshals going to highlight that?
And this is going to end up really bad for them because the leaders are coming up and they are coming up quick. They have got to get up to speed.
So in case you haven't noticed, one of the requirements here at the VRA, for Mario's specifically, is to actually take the apron around the entire corner on pit exit. The idea is that there's such a small window to be able to merge, and you're at such a speed differential trying to get into turn one, it's not believed that it's the best way to re-enter the track. And so that transgression through the entire turn one and turn two is an incredible deficit that really slows you down and increases the time whenever you pit. As you just stated, the fact that they pit and they had to go around the entire way put them in a dangerous spot. They're going to really have to work together to be able to pull away from this lead pack so that they're not helping this lead pack.
Have to see. They're just entering turn one now.
Getting on the backstretch. Let's see, Winter's the backside. Not going to see them. Current leader of the race is Ucanes. It seems like they're far enough ahead, and because they're on fresh tires and because they have the Mustang, they're able to pull a little bit of a gap on these guys. Right now, it is an absolute deficit for the entire lead pack to continue running because they are technically running slower laps than they were with the others being apart. You can see that we're running about 42 sevens right now with this particular configuration of exotic Fords and Ucanes providing that side draft. If we jump back on with Skins and Outlaw, I'm pretty confident as we come across the start-finish line, we're going to see a substantially faster time.
I have to wait and see. They're about, it looks to be 5 seconds out from this, pack that they're coming up on.
Oh yeah, you can see them
Leaders
exiting the
that just
tri-oval
hit.
right now.
About 5.5 seconds out from the leaders right now. So they are gaining time, but they're going to be gaining a lot more time once these guys go to pit.
Yeah, this lead pack is running 42.6s right now, and the pack with skins at the moment is currently turning 42.5s. So they are currently increasing the deficit for the lead pack after the pit cycle by no less than 1/10 of a second per lap. So again, like, this lead pack needs to pit if they want to be able to stay in front of the 12 of skins, the 27 of winter, or the 77 of Johnny. Otherwise, you're looking at your 1, 2, 3 if we go green to the end.
100%. If this goes green any longer, I mean, this is your top 3.
Jump back up to the front of the pack here. We can see we got 5 laps left and a lot of tire wear there for Exotic Forza, who's been really running a fantastic race. And if we jump on with aluminum, he's got a lot more tire still available. So it's good that we have him leading this particular pack. That's really keeping this train moving. You can see we've lost a lot of tire there on the right front of Mikey. So that's going to be holding him up a little bit. 7 laps of fuel remaining. PB Actual right behind him. Same sort of situation. PB Actual, one of the Camrys, the few Camrys that's been able to stay up towards the front. It's really curious what tune he might be running that's been able to keep him up at the front while the others have been really struggling with that bottoming out issue.
I have to find out. He's most likely just letting off the gas the slightest amount to keep it from bottoming out.
And being on lap 91, we left the caution cooldown about 6 laps ago. The last lap of the 20-lap caution cooldown was lap 84, the end of 84, beginning of 85. And so if there is another incident that happens right now, we will see a caution.
And there will be a lot of different strategies going into that last caution if it happens. You'll see Rick take his pit stop now.
Looks like Rick is diving into the pits, or just getting out of the pits. The question is, are we diving into the pits with this front group? Everybody's diving in together here.
That was the top 10 that just all went in.
But are the top 10 going to be able to catch these 3? I think it may have, I don't know if it was intentional, if it was unintentional, but the strategy that wound up coming out of Skins, Winter, and Johnny here wound up being something that has the opportunity to be the fastest. Is it going to be what's happening? They are about to
they are going to catch them.
They are about to be blasting past the leaders who are just now on turns 1 and 2. Is this pack of Camaros, largely Camaros and some Camrys, going to be able to catch this second pack that is blasting past them of Mustangs, with Winter being the Camaro sandwich?
Go. How many are they going to pass? They've got to get PB.
Is PB going to be able to get? They're past him. He did not get the draft. These guys, if we go green... Wait, Winter's on medium tires. Winter's on mediums.
He's gonna
Skins
really
is on
hold that
hards.
down. Like Johnny Shows, yeah, he's also on hards.
These guys just absolutely Houdini'd the entire field.
They are doing the smart thing though. They are like sandwiching that Camaro.
100%.
He was able to not lose a whole lot of speed there.
The only thing that they could do to start moving faster would be if they went into that flying V formation that we talked about earlier. Oh!
We're gonna have to. Oh, and Force gets in the. Oh man. I don't think that's not gonna be a caution now.
Orion, way back here. What happened to Orion?
I think he's still trying to recover from that Rick wreck. He was still lapped down when I saw him come out of the pit lane.
Is this group going to pick up PB, or are they going to blast past him here? They're going to pick him up. Now, the only chance that this group has to be able to start closing that 2.6 second gap that the leaders have on them is to get too wide and to work together. Beyond that,
trying to get in the flying V.
Beyond the flying V, they need to get at least too wide up top so that we can really support that high line to be able to ride that side draft to the low line. Exotic Forza linked up with Ducanes to try and catch back up.
He is just biding his time behind NASCAR Baby. He's still wanting to, get position points over NASCAR Baby, but he's not going to lose the lead at this point. The gentleman's sitting back in 11th place right now.
Mikey is playing the long game, longer than the race. He is going for that Mario's Championship. He wants that $125 prize. He wants to be able to hold that bottle at the end of the season. And in seeking that out, he's got to be in the race. He's got to finish the race as far forward as he can. He doesn't need to take the risk to try and win. This is an intelligent play. It was a big brain play that he had earlier on where he wound up, introducing Outlaw Johnny in to be able to keep a faster play going. This is another smart play for the championship in just playing very safe.
That's the goal right now. I mean, they're still gaining time on him. They're 3 full seconds up on him.
This is that Mustang, man. Whenever you have the combination of a Mustang and a Camaro, it's a rough day. Basically, the Camaro has a little bit extra speed that it can introduce in draft through the corners that really pushes the Mustang through the corners, and then once they hit the straights, the Mustang is able to pull the two of them down the straights as fast as possible.
And just having the Camaro, or not the Camaro, the Mustang behind the Camaro as well, go to sandwich that in, that Camaro's going to still be able to hold a lot of good speed. Man, I'll tell you what, Keith, we're coming up on lap 100. We'll come up with 11 laps to go. I mean, this has been some good green flag race.
It really has. I mean, that 20-lap caution cooldown really settled everyone down. Take a look there in the back. Look at the gap that these 3 cars have created. Again, I can't speak highly enough about this strategy play of the 3 of these guys diving in together and getting themselves ahead through pit cycles, breaking the draft. That's what you have to do as a Mustang if you want to win. That's all that you have to do. Figure out an opportunity to break the draft and be able to get ahead.
Only thing that I say would matter up in this front pack is when does Winter go for the move here?
Yeah, because his tires are gonna go.
Because he's really gonna want to win this race. But he's got to make a move soon here.
Oh, the second group has picked up shoplifting. Very interesting.
I'm gonna pick up the Mustang to try and make up some ground. They've got him in the front though, so that is going to be the good option.
.107 is the cutoff for cautions. If there's not an incident that happens before that, there will not be any cautions that follow it.
They're making up time, but they're not making it up quick enough.
You can hear PB Axel really throttling it, trying to keep behind Mikey without giving any sort of a bump. You can see the sparks that are coming out from under the car, indicating how low they are sitting and how close to bottoming out they truly are. Jumping back a little bit further.
To a minimum.
This group of McCains, Andy, Exotic, and Jump, trying to claw back sometime, just really hoping for somebody in the first two groups to wreck out to be able to give them a true shot. Are they draft cycling?
I think they might be.
Oh no. Oh, maybe?
No,
nobody's up here behind.
They got Andy up there.
So for those who don't know, draft cycling is a technique of drafting where you have two lines. You have a high line and you have a low line, right? And basically you have the slow people moving on the top, and each time the low line passes enough for somebody from the high line to move down at the back to push the low line, you're able to keep pushing that draft. And basically whoever's in the lead, as soon as they clear the high line, they move up to where basically you create a cycle motion of cars that are flowing to where the low line is always in not only front draft but side draft. And if we look at the time there, dude, 3.5 seconds. These guys are closing the shoplifting there.
Coming down. Gained about 6/10 over the past 3 laps.
I don't know that it's enough, but is Winter going to start slowing this front group down enough for them to catch up? I think they need to change this configuration up. I think they need to get Johnny there behind Skins.
He just got the call from his crew chief saying that you need to come in and fix these tires. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it.
Wreckers or checkers, right?
Exactly. Well, we're coming up on no records because caution cooldowns in 2 laps.
Indeed.
Well, he's not going to play it smart
Mikey
anymore.
moves
Here he goes.
out. Is he got enough draft to be able to make a move? It doesn't appear that way.
Just missed it.
Aluminum pancake.
Pancakes out the line. Here we go.
Aluminum pancake getting up there to provide the side draft as we are crossing 107, which means that there are no more cautions.
Get wrecked. Too bad.
Oh, Winter has broken out. Johnny
Yep,
is tucked up behind.
He's out. They're going to have Orion up the back as well. That's Orion in the back.
Is Orion going to wind up trying to help one or any of these individuals?
He's going to have to. He's not going to be able to pass these guys.
And I think I misspoke earlier. I think Orion won the last Daytona, or was it Gav? I'm confused.
I think it is Gat.
Yeah, right? I think he was in position.
Grizz.
That's what it was.
Grizz won Daytona. Gav won the wet Daytona.
Got it. As you can see, like, the Camaros, even in draft, are just barely keeping in tow. That's just how fast these Mustangs are.
Winter's still working on a flying V formation. They look like Blue Angels out there right now. I think that gap was... Yeah, they're down to 2.7. I don't think they're going to catch them, but they
not without an accident.
Bring it back.
But Orion has had connection issues tonight that have caused one incident already, so it's not impossible.
I think Orion knows that. I think he just gave him another curse. See, there,
Sonic fighting back here for 10th position.
Really won some spots.
Jump going high.
He heard K-Force wasn't showing up tonight, so I want that Rookie of the Year spot.
100%.
As the leaders are coming back up, one to go,
white flag
in the air. This is going to be a close battle. We're going to see Skins taking the low line. Johnny up high, Winter on the back. Is Winter going to have a run? It might not be the case, but Orion may give him a bump if possible. Skins looking for that first win in the Mario's Hard Espresso series. Johnny also looking. Here it comes, down the line. Bumping and banging. Skins is going to get the win. How about that? A skin win.
Skins takes the win.
And oh my, Winter just went fully under the car.
Down. Yep. Well, congratulations to Skins on that.
A skin win has been achieved, ladies and gentlemen. A skin win.
Orion and Shoplifting finishing up after being a lap down.
And here's the standings. I do believe that's NASCAR baby with hard charger as well. We got Winter in third, Outlaw in second, and your winner, the number 12 of Skins. I mean, that was an incredible move by those three to be able to stay out front.
100%. Skins taking it with the fastest lap of 42.021. I mean, that is a screamer of a lap.
I mean, closest I'm seeing to him right now is Jump with a 102.
Yep.
So a full 800ths quicker.
Skins was on one tonight. I mean, for the beginning of the race, all the way through, we saw him involved with shoplifting in that early incident from the lead that took him back, and he was really pushing through the middle of the field to be able to get himself back up. He knew that he had a front-running car, and not only did he know that, he had a front-running strategy. Whenever everybody knew that there was going to be the caution cooldown, he chose to stay out and be able to get that advantage. Not only that, he took two quick people with him in Outlaw Johnny and Winter.
I mean, just incredible game. Just incredible from all three of them. I mean, Winter getting his first podium in VRA, I believe. I think that's his first podium ever.
I do believe that to be correct.
Then Johnny coming up with a I believe first podium in Mario's, as far as I'm aware. And then Skins with his first win in Mario's. So a lot of firsts for this race.
With that being said, why don't we go ahead and bring Skins in?
Let's bring in the winner of his first Mario's Hard Espresso race.
Woot woot.
Hey,
I
congratulations,
don't have any to celebrate. I gotta
man.
place another order. Thank you. Thank you. Feels good. It's been a long time coming, as they would say.
100%.
I mean, you've got to be feeling amazing right now. I mean, your first win in the Mario's Hard Espresso series. I mean, what does it take to bring two of some of our faster drivers at Daytona with you and have a great strategy towards the end of this race?
Honestly, I was starting to get a little bit worried as the laps were winding down because they were starting to catch us and reel us in. But then once we hit that 107 with the caution cooldown cut off, I knew that we were good. And then I knew that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We did see a lot of bumping and banging towards the end of that with Johnny. Do you think that was just hard racing on his end, or do you think he's...
that was my end. I apologized to him already for it. I was like, I'm sorry, Johnny. I needed this more than you. Go ahead and clip it and send it in. It is what it is. Sorry.
Skins, we saw you at the very beginning of the race. Had an unfortunate run-in with shoplifting. Is that correct?
I believe it. So it was, yes.
Yeah, from that point, you were on a tear through the field. I mean, at one point, we saw you penetrating about 5 rows of cars to get yourself back up to the front. With that happening, with you driving back to the front, what did you do what did you do when you started to ultimately get yourself into this position?
I knew from the 500 that we did earlier in the season that I needed to go in the middle instead of being on the outside, because as you saw earlier in the race when I got knocked out by shoplifting, I was on the outside, and that just completely ruined all my momentum and whatnot. So I knew once I was in the back that I needed to come through in the middle again in order to cut my way through the field. They kept slamming the door on me, but eventually got the job done.
Interesting. So it was a complete conscious choice to stick it only in the middle to make sure that you were able to make it to the end. Is that correct?
It was more of a cut into the middle to pass. It was harder to pass on the middle, but I knew that if we beat and banged, that I was safe. Instead of if I got hit on the outside, I was more than likely going to come off the wall.
Copy. Okay, cool. So you made the choice to pit a little bit before you had to, but within your final pit window, had you talked to had you talked to Winter? Had you talked to Outlaw
That's
about
exactly what
jumping
happened. Winter chimed in right after that last caution, right before that last restart. He was like, does anybody need a pit soon? Or I think he specifically asked me, like, hey, what's your tires at? Or your fuel at? And I told him this, and then he told me he was like three laps shorter than me, so I told him to save fuel so we can run as long as possible. And then once he was like, hey, we need to come in next time by, we came in next time by.
Interesting. So
and Johnny ended up coming down with us, and he didn't need to. He told me he was going to come with us, and I think the 3-car train is what got us through.
100%. If you guys didn't have Johnny with you, there would have been a battle to the finish of your group and the lead pack group, because they linked up with shoplifting and they started pulling on you again. But dude, I mean, strategically, you forced the rest of the pack, the leaders of the pack, to have to make a decision on losing time by staying out without one of the fast cars up front and continuing to lose time by, extending their stay out, or to pit with you. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean they were definitely chirping amongst themselves when they were out in front of us when we pit on when they should pit and whatnot. It took them a while to realize that we were actually reeling them in. So
Yeah,
I think that that's what did it is because they kept talking about wanting to push as long as they could for fuel and whatnot, and I
sad
was willing
mistake.
to roll the dice and cut it as close as possible. I think I ended up finishing with like 4 or 5 laps of gas.
Awesome. Well, Wendy, do you have anything to add?
I'd really like to bring up the amount of three wide racing we had. I mean, we had plenty of three wide moments with you, with Rick, with Exotic Forza, with Orion. I mean, what goes through your mind when some of these, some of these newer drivers that come to Mario's are trying to send it three wide immediately?
Well, the newer guys do it. I pay attention to it. If I'm up and leading the race, I'll try to run the middle line up higher. I even at one point told somebody to come up and block that third lane to shut down the momentum, and we shut them down pretty good for a while. Right before we pit, I think is when it was. But I mean, that's just part of racing. It's frustrating. I think once we get to the abilities to have cars that no longer work after wrecking, I think it'll change the entire landscape and structure of VRA.
100%, man. 100%. To that end, do you think that there should be some change in how things are handled when people are involved in wrecks that should make it more catastrophic?
I do think that we should, if we do anything in the future, that we should play around with the idea that if you do wreck and get any damage, that you should just go ahead and DNF and go to spectate mode and watch the rest of the race if you want
Oh,
to
wow.
hang out. That's what
Okay.
I personally think, just to get ready for next gen cars, if you want to call it that, moving
Sure.
to the next game.
Copy that. Rad. Well, dude, I mean, congratulations. Hold that Mario's bottle high. You dominated this race, and as you should have. Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it. Look forward to drinking another bottle of Mario's Hard Espresso here in the near future.
Fantastic.
Well, with that, it was a very, I don't want to say a long, because it really wasn't a long day today, Keith. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of green flag racing. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we only had 4 cautions?
But we had the lap 15, lap 30, lap, I think it's 65. So only 3. So
I'm going to bring up the leaderboard from the race here. So our number 1 in the points going into this race was Mikey, who wound up in 7th. Number 2 was Jump of the Fire, who wound up in 12th. That's going to really separate that gap. Number 3 being that of NASCAR Baby, who wound up in 6th. Going to close the gap on Mikey just the slightest bit, but I believe this has allowed Mikey to, distance himself from the pack in a really good way.
it's also going to bump him over Jump as well, because that's a huge gap in between both of them. But also with Kane's being able to bump ahead of Jump as well, just a few spots, that's going to improve his score just a little bit on Jump's lead, but to Mikey's lead, it's going to leave him a little bit high right there.
With that, I'm going to go ahead and bring our race marshal, It's the Gar, in here with us. Are you with
What's
us in the
up,
booth?
guys?
Hey, man. So, a couple of controversial calls. I mean, we had an unprecedented 20-lap caution cooldown, which wound up really shaking up how the race turned out. Really interested to hear the race from your perspective as the marshal for the event.
Yeah, so a lot of the guys are actually seasoned on the track, so I figured most of them are well enough aware that they know how to race this track, whether or not there's going to be cautions. And normally, I've seen in the past some people, especially not in this group, but in other leagues before, where they played based off of cautions. So I wanted to try to eliminate that this time and see if anybody has a strategy batted down for the end of the race. So initially, I was like, well, if I do a 10-lap cooldown, people pit, that means they all can race out towards the end of the race. And if somebody was going to be possibly petty about points and a caution happened, there could be controversy about that. So I was like, let me just try to see if anybody has strategy under their belt. So that's where I decided. I was like, let's go an extra 10 laps on the caution. And I'd seen on the live chat, I was like, you know what? Some people are going to have to pit before, and some people are going to have to pit after. So that may eliminate cautions all in all. And well, what we had seen was that the guys that ended up pitting first was a strategic move, depending on whether anybody else wanted to bring them in with them or stay out on the track and either try to gain time if they were still pushing well or lose time. And it ended up paying off for the top three the first three that ended up pitting. Because they ended up getting around everybody towards the end of it, but it ended up getting interesting to where the second pack started pulling on them, and it almost got to the point where if the front pack ended up making any mistakes, the second pack could have pulled in and anything could have happened towards the end of that race. But it was actually really good strategy, seeing everybody try to figure out what they needed to do next for the next pit stop, or if they needed to pit, or what tires were going to be going on for their points that they were looking for. And everybody was talking about how the leaders from last season were unfortunately in the back, so everybody was trying to figure out what they can do to get more points for this season. So
100%.
It was interesting to see.
It absolutely made for interesting racing there, and clean racing, because you're completely right. As you said, there were people that were going to make it, there were people that were not going to make it, and because of that, it separated out the field, making it to where there were those smaller packs that were able to run, and you didn't really know for sure who was actually in the lead at a given time. It was really interesting. That being said, I wanted to talk a little bit earlier. We had some issues where some guys were bottoming out. Was that discussed at all in the marshalling side of things?
So after it was brought up on the first one, there was an incident, but there was no caution called. Everybody left it at that, and the one guy who did bottom out just took it as it was and just ran it, assuming that he knew there was possibly going to be cautions and be able to catch back up with the pack later. So there wasn't an issue with it during the race. But overall, everybody was usually being mindful about bottoming out when there was restarts, or coming out of pits when they were packed up with other people who did bottom out. So it was something that they were chattering about on the comms, just to be aware of with each other. So it wasn't anything that anybody was going to be surprised by.
Got it. Okay, we'll bring you back in here in just a second. We still have some more things to discuss, but we're going to bring in our second place finisher, or I'm sorry, our third place finisher in Winter. Winter,
let's get him in here now.
Winter, are you able to hear us?
I certainly can.
Hey,
There he is.
Welcome, man. Congratulations on second place, brother.
I appreciate it, man.
So tell us, like, what you had to make some serious strategy moves to be able to find yourself in this position. What were some of those things that you did? What were the steps that you take to find yourself not only on the podium, but speaking with us right now?
See, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, so when that last caution was brought out, I intended on staying out, just hoping that we would get like another caution, but that ended up not happening. But because me, Johnny, and Skins, we were all running the exact same, well, not necessarily the exact same fuel, but we all three of us wanted to run as a group, and we ended up, linking up, and we all basically agreed to like stay single file so that we could, gain time on everybody else while everybody's still scrambling. And as a result, we were able to get that, what was that, like a 5-second gap when we first passed him?
Yeah. No, you had developed an insane gap over the leaders who had been, existing on those worn tires in slower cars. And so, yeah, I mean, it seemed like a really incredible strategy move. What I'm hearing is you kind of just followed Skins in. Is that correct?
Kind of, sort of. I kind of had to convince him. I was like, hey, I know we were supposed to be running the same, fuel strategy, but I don't know what happened with my tune, but I was essentially like burning just a little bit more gas than normal, so I had to like still stay with them, but then also I had to like essentially like convince them like, hey, like I'm running low on fuel, it's now or never essentially, and it ended up working out in our favor.
When did you and Skins decide to link up? Was that before the race? Was that during the race, or was that right there towards the end?
It was during the race actually. When we did our first green flag pit cycles, it was me, him, I believe Rick was there too, and a couple of other drivers. And I saw that Rick pitted on the second one, and I was like, I'll just stay with Skins for this one.
Interesting. So the last thing that I want to ask is your pit cycle timed out exactly where it needed to for you to be able to take that final stint. And so what I'm hearing from you right now is that wasn't planned, but it seemed almost too perfect. So it was pure happenstance that you had basically a perfect pit strategy.
Yeah, man. It was things just worked out. It worked out, and I'm really really glad that we were able to at least like work as a 3-man group. Yeah.
100%. I mean, welcome to the podium, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. This feels good, man. I can't lie. I'm about to start popping out more for sure.
100%, dude. We gotta see you out here every week, my guy. Wendy, what do you have to add?
Well, I'd like to add to the tire strategy. I mean, you were on mediums for pretty much the entire race. What was your understand, or what was your knowledge behind that?
So the main reason why I just stuck with mediums the entire way was just knowing that like my Camaro, I was just trying to gain extra speed any way that I could. And even though like my tires were dead, I was still able to like hold my line and still like stay behind like everybody else. So yeah, that's pretty much why I ran mediums.
And then final thing I would like to add to this, I mean, obviously you had a great podium finish today. Did your podium finish today result from Bubba Wallace getting the win today at the Brickyard? Did it result from this?
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little inspired. I was a little inspired. I won't even lie to you. Like, he's definitely someone that I personally look up to just because he's a fellow black man in the sport. And you know what? I was like, I'm gonna go out and do my thing, and here we are.
Absolutely. I had to ask because it was on the agenda.
I think you did Bubba Wallace proud. I want to go back to what you were talking about with the tires real quick, because you said that it held better. You got a little bit more speed out of mediums. Are you saying that you had more speed when they were, normal wear, or were you saying that you had more speed whenever they got too worn?
Let's see. I was able to, well, at least from what I was able to understand, like throughout the race, like I was still like holding my own essentially, and towards the end, like I was able to make a move. Granted, I did make that move a little bit too early than I should have. I got a little greedy, won't even lie. but yeah, no, like that was pretty much it. I was like, you know what, mediums they haven't failed me like that entire run, so I'll just stuck to what I know.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations for getting on the podium. First podium Mario's, and dude, look forward to seeing you for the next couple of races.
Yes, sir. You indeed will. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right. Well, that was Winter.
I'm gonna bring Gar back in with us to finish up that little bit of tidbits that he was having. So Gar, are you with us here?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic, man. So the early incident that happened with Orion's connection issues, was that something that you were privy to, or is that something that got around you?
Per se, I mean, everybody had a discussion about the same thing too. Immediately, we had all seen it, and that's what caused one of the cautions. So, with that being said, even though he was up in the lead and nothing happened to him, he was automatically forced to the back with the whole incident, along with whoever was got taken out on it also. So, with that being said, everybody moved forward with it and looked past it.
Copy. All right, yeah, I was curious if there had been some marshalling that had happened because of it, if there were any future warnings or anything that took place. but it sounds like the punishment essentially for a poor connection, which it's not necessarily his fault, was just being taken to the back for that particular, because he caused unintentionally that particular caution.
Yeah, and essentially, even though it wasn't his fault and the penalty is neither here nor there, it's better than disconnecting from the race and not getting any points for the race, period.
100%.
So he's still able to stay in the race, but follow the rules and protocol and go to the back.
100%. With that, do you think there were any other instances within the race that were noteworthy or mentionable to discuss, or some sort of action that was taken because of something? Let's take a second to talk about the shoplifting incident. Was there anything that happened following that? I say shoplifting, not that he caused the incident, but I believe that he was punished for calling the caution. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there wasn't really anything that followed afterward. Everybody kept it clean racing, and once shoplifting had spun out, he had said that he did call a caution, or may have called a caution. He doesn't quite remember. But as far as, like I said, there was somebody in the chat who had said race to the line, which initiated everybody to slow down, assuming there was a caution. But other than that, realistically, there was no foul play or anything in the racing. Everybody did well. Skins did kind of come up off the track just a little bit, but had he not eased it back down, he would have spun out. So it almost looked like he was kind of trying to come off the pit lane a little early, but he wasn't. Other than that, there was anything that caused any instances to be called out for, other than it really great racing, honestly.
100%. 100%. And I think that it was a great call, introducing that extended caution cooldown, getting the field to settle down and really pay attention. We really saw some clean racing following that, because everybody knew the punishment, the consequences for their actions.
Of course. Oh, exactly like Winter just said. He was hoping for that extra caution somewhere later in the race, and well, things got changed up a little bit, and everybody kind of had to change their strategy and plan. That's kind of what I was anticipating to see exactly what everybody had under their belt, and it was interesting to see.
100%. Well, Wendy, do you have anything to add with Gar here, our race marshal?
I mean, overall, I think we had a pretty, besides the cautions, obviously, and the shoplifting incident, I think we had a pretty clean race, don't you think?
Oh yeah, three wide. It was good. It was good to see them be patient in the beginning and only go 2 wide for about the first quarter of the race, or the first portion. The first 20 laps, and then everybody finally, after the caution happened, started to get a little bit riskier with their moves and be like, you know what? All right, let's get going. I started seeing 3 wide a lot more, and everybody started pushing it, wanted to keep going and see how far they can make their moves. There's a lot of lead changes that went on this race, which was really interesting.
100%. 100%. Well, Gar, thank you so much for not only jumping in with us right now, but taking the time out of your day to come and officiate for us. It's a thankless job, and so we'd like to take a second on behalf of us at the VRA and Mario's to say thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Of course. Love to be here. I'll try to be here next week for real.
Hey, that's what we're talking about. All right, man. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Well, have a great one.
Okay. Yes, sir. Later, guys.
And with that,
Yeah.
Daytona comes to a close.
100%.
I gotta say, it was a pretty clean race for the most part. During the end, some of the cleanest racing I've seen in quite a while.
Couldn't agree more.
A lot of good 3-wide racing tonight. Some of it was not needed on multiple occasions, but overall, I think a lot of our drivers have, gotten used to 3-wide. We had a lot of practice sessions throughout the week to specifically test that. Be able to test tire wear for everyone, see how everybody could do on, fresh tires, large amount of fuel, and be able to handle that. So I think a lot of our drivers have really improved after tonight.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more, man. Crazy championship implications, and I think there's going to be a massive reshuffling of that. But where is it going to be reshuffled for? That is going to be at Sunset, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, we are going back to Sunset Peninsula on the 3rd of August.
Fantastic, man. One of the one of those tracks that always has insane passes, especially coming out of 4, and people trying to just cut it going into 1, which causes a lot of incidents. So bring your yellow caps, your yellow flags, and try and stay out of the way as we as we go into the Wreckfest. It's going to be Sunset Peninsula.
And hopefully the catch fence can do its job.
Indeed, man.
Well, with that, I'd like to take one last sponsored break and talk about some Marios before we sign out. Look at that man. Look at that. Look at Mario. That man made one of the greatest espresso liqueurs known to man, and he shared it with us. I mean, he shared it with all of us here at VRA. We appreciate him very much, and we appreciate drinkmarios.com. Code VRA10 at drinkmarios.com. Thank you, Marios, for being able to give our drivers a prize pool and being able to give us a platform to create on. And thank you very much.
Definitely, man. And if, in case you didn't hear it, you can go to drinkmarios.com where you can use code VRA10 to get 10% off of your next Drink Marios purchase. Again, as Wendy said, thank you, Marios. We're so grateful for the opportunity to be able to put this show on for the viewers and to be able to put this event on for the competitors. And then for the two of us. I mean, are you kidding? Where else are people going to listen to the two of us talk?
Exactly.
Thank you, Marios. With that,
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only one thing left to do, Keith. And
That's it.
Let's tell all of these beautiful people good night.
Good luck.
All right. We'll try and make this short and simple for everybody. This has been your commentating crew, X Wendy, and one Keith the Jones 430.
100%, my guy.
We will see everyone 3rd of August, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Vascar VRA Twitch. We'll see y'all at Sunset Peninsula. Take care. Have a good night.